My name is Lacey Bell, Area Vice President for Adobe Systems. I've been in my current role for about 5 years. I was actually the first woman promoted to this role for the Adobe Digital Marketing Cloud. And carrying about a $20 million annual number, have met and exceeded that number in every year as a sales leader. Prior to that, was an account executive for 6 years and qualified for President's Club regularly across the span of the 11-year career. This all started for me at Omniture, which was a very small $10 million startup out of Orem, Utah. We were later acquired by Adobe, which is a $5 billion annual revenue company. So suffice to say, I am very excited to talk to all of you today. I feel like I have something to share with the rookie AE all the way up to the experienced sales leader that is looking to take some valuable insights back to their team. So we're going to talk about how to play Let's Make a Deal and how to get that deal done in Q4. Well, yay, Blake! First of all, this is exciting, but let's just kind of pump the brakes for a second. Let's make sure that we have a real deal on the table. So I don't care if you have Franklin Covey, Bemanter, value selling, whatever sales methodology you use, there are some critical pieces that we need to ensure are there and in place. First of all, 1, is there a need? What is it? 2, is there a perceived value to the customer and also perceived differentiation in the market for us? 3, do we truly have access to power? Not exaggerating. I've actually had account executives come to me telling me they have a very, very bought-in executive and the deal is happening. Come to find out that executive sponsor had been with the company for 2 months with very, very little political capital and had what they thought was the authority to get the deal done, and that wasn't the case. So this is a very important topic. The access to power isn't just a bunch of words. It's an actual understanding of how this deal happens within an organization. Finally, close plan has to be solid. Period, the end. So, Blake, can we talk about those? Awesome. That's great. I'm real excited that you've got a Q4 potential deal, Blake. Before we sign you and me up in blood as your manager in our forecast line, we need to go back to the customer and ask for the deal. We need to do that without losing credibility. So by that I mean, we don't want to come off like a used car salesman. Priority 1 is always going to be preserve the relationship. There's always going to be a Q1 and a next year, and there's always going to be another product or an upsell in the future. You want them to trust you and know what your objectives are. I think you should be honest and transparent why you might be asking for the deal in Q4 and what is the customer going to gain from that? What is the benefit to them? So if I were in your shoes, here's how I might tackle the conversation. Thank you for the valuable feedback and validating that we have the budget in line and that we've got the right executive sponsorship on your side and that the team is ready to move forward with the project. I know we talked about a 3-month decision time frame, and I just wanted to let you know it's my job as your account executive to be a good communicator and transparent. It is our end of quarter and our end of year, actually. I think we can get some pretty impressive incentives in front of you if the decision could be made and fast-tracked into our end of Q4, which is in 6 weeks. So that being said, are you interested in seeing what that might look like? I'm happy to go to my BU and take a look at the deal and let you see those numbers. Let the decision be theirs. Let your insights be forceful. Don't be forceful. We want to let the customer have the choice. If they take us up on the opportunity to see what the Q4 pricing and contract terms looks like, that is their choice, and it makes them feel that they're more a part of the team in this negotiation process. We're using that. Good. For sure. We're done. Totally. Moving on. Okay, so we've got we've got our first sign of buy-in. Let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to set a timeline. We're going to confirm that we have mutual agreement on the timeline and the reality of the process to get that done. Does your customer and your champion primarily know the ins and outs of the process of getting a deal through their system within the time frame that we've mutually established? Real world example. This summer, sitting down to lunch with a customer who was absolutely convinced that we were able to get the deal in by the end of the month. The reality was that was impossible. There was no way we could feasibly get that done with their organization, and we ended up taking a big hit on that deal, having to push into Q4. Bottom line, make sure that you continue to triangulate, get lots of information from different people before you commit yourself to this deal. Okay, so we've confirmed we have a real deal, we have asked for the deal, and we have agreed upon a mutual timeline. So now I'm going to talk to you about a topic that is vitally important to every sales cycle, executive alignment. Because I'm actually just going to say what I hate. This is actually kind of therapeutic. Did I say that? Oh, great. Now I just ruined it. It won't be organic. Now I'm just going to start with my pet peeves. Got it? Okay. If we have to do a slide at that point, we will. Okay. Here's what not to do. Please, please don't introduce me into your deal 3 days before the quarter ends. There's nothing I can do to help you. I can't fly in on a magic parachute. I don't even think that's a thing. I was going to say carpet. Magic parachute. Yeah. With my unicorn.
Now it's a thing.
I'm not going to fly in on my beautiful unicorn and a magic parachute and save the day. I can't. I have not earned the right to go in and ask the customer to do things that they are unwilling or incapable of doing. I also don't want to have to go back to my business unit and ask for unreasonable additional discounts or contract terms. Just everything is bad, nothing is good when you introduce me at the very end. So on the flip side, please don't introduce your executive sponsor at the very beginning of sales cycle, and don't position them to be somebody that's going to solve all the problems along the way, or that is now the leader in the deal. Because what tends to happen is a lot of times your customers will wrap their arms around your executive sponsor and go off to the races and expect me to be in every meeting going forward and run the sales cycle. Also, not effective. It's definitely not leveraging my time efficiently, and it's certainly not allowing you to do your job and to grow and learn and be a salesperson. So, ideally, introduce when the time is right. It's always nuanced and there's always different cases, so at least at a minimum, send an email introducing Lacey Bell, my AVP, the executive sponsor. She's working very hard behind the scenes and she is supporting us throughout, all of which is true. I'll usually chime in on that email, extending my support, and when the time is right, it enables me and gives me the right, like I said, to ask for special things and to go above and beyond, to really dig in and get my hands dirty. So, bottom line, executive sponsors really want to be involved, but not too late, not too early. I really want to be able to come in and add value at the right time. I don't want to have to come in and slash costs. I want to be able to help move roadblocks and help the customer understand and feel our support to get us through the deal. Great. Well, thank you for asking, Blake. There is one final thing I want to talk about. It's your close plan. And close plan can mean a lot of different things to different people. You can use different methods. I don't care how you're doing it. The bottom line is you need to document mutually agreed upon milestones, sequence of events, recurring, often, always, throughout the sales process. You need to have your champion on board, helping you understand exactly what they are. You need to triangulate across the organization to make sure they know what they're talking about. And you need the executive buy-in, both myself on the Adobe side, for example, and of course on the customer end. Make sure that you have the right executive sponsor that is officially signed off on your close plan. So here's an example of an excellent close plan. This is one I really love from one of our top account executives here at Adobe. It's got details, it's got dates, it's got roles, responsibilities, everything checks out.
You can't say you have to just finish the. Sorry.
No. All of this is, none of that is all of that is important and super valuable to the sales cycle and everything you need to do. But the most important stuff, please don't forget, it's the passion and the drive and the ambition and the unwillingness to fail. And everything that you need to do is in here. And you've got to be willing to camp out on site at your customer's office and take legal calls in the middle of the night and whatever it takes. You've got to answer emails within 30 seconds. I'm not kidding. There's so many elements of being a fiercely successful account executive and salesperson and leader in general that requires passion and drive and pure unwillingness to take no for an answer. Go get the signature, go get the Q4 deal. If you smell blood, go for it. It tastes pretty good. That's my saying, and it's a terrible one for the camera, but it's true. Are you sure that's my grand finale? Those are the words I want to choose? If you smell the blood and it tastes kind of good? It is my quote. I smell the blood and it tastes so good. It is my quote. It's weird. Creepy. Okay, so why don't we just call it a wrap? Thank you for watching. I hope you will excuse the eruption of behavior, but all is well that ends well, and I meant every word. So hope you'll enjoy the rest of the conference. That's how I want to say it. There you go, guys. 86 the lobster. Remember when I said 86 lunch? You didn't get that, did you? I have the worst jokes. How about if I just toss it up?
Okay.
How's that?
Perfect.
Oh, right.
That?
Front row.
When
You
I
were
showed
super
up.
hungover.